Previously, you created a pivoted data set. In this data set, we have one row for each combination of year and quantity. So for example, the first row is the 10th percentile of the income distribution in 1962. That corresponds to the income value 1,826. But now you might say, is $1 in 1962 worth the same amount as $1 in, say, 2023? It probably is not. In fact, inflation has happened across these decades, so that $1 in 1962 and $1 in 2023 are not really comparable anymore. We're going to learn here how to carry out an inflation adjustment. You can first load the inflation dataset from the course website. Let's go ahead and look at what this looks like. So we see here that $1 in 1947 needs to be multiplied by an inflation factor. That factor is 13.6. That factor will bring it up to present day dollars. Let's look at the bottom of this data set. You can always do that with the tail function and see that this is going to bring it up to $2023. So for $1 in 2022, you'd have to multiply by 1.04 to make it worth the same amount as dollars in 2023. But $1 in 2023 is already worth its 2023 dollar value. So we now have this situation where we have an inflation factor for each year. We also have some data pivoted, which has income values in each year. We need to merge these two data sets together. We need to find, for each value in our pivoted data set, we need to merge on the inflation factor that corresponds to that year. We're going to do this with left join. Left join is a tool for merging two data sets together. Its arguments are x and y, which are two data sets, and then an argument for some variables that we're going to use as the keys on which to join those two data sets together. So as a reminder, we have our pivoted data set, and it has this variable, year. We also have our inflation data set, and it also has a variable, year. The inflation data for a particular year should go with the pivoted data for that particular year. So left join is going to take every row of the pivoted data and merge on the corresponding row of the inflation data. It will use rows from the inflation data multiple times if necessary. So let's go ahead and run this, and we see we now have our joined data. So in our joined data, we have year and quantity, and then we have income. This part is the same as in our pivoted data. But now we've merged on a new variable, inflation factor, which came from the inflation data. Once you've joined these data sets together, you're ready to go on to the next video to learn how to create a new variable with inflation-adjusted incomes.